In honor of the Florida Panthers reaching the Stanley Cup Finals this year, I thought I would take a look at a movie from the year that they first reached the Stanley Cup Finals, 1996. After celebrating his birthday at his favorite bar with a bunch of friends, George Malley is going outside. He's about to walk home, and he sees what looks kind of like a shooting star or something like that. And as he's watching it, trying to examine what it is, it seems to get brighter and seemingly closer and closer. And then out of nowhere, it looks to him like it's shooting right at him. A bright light hits him, and with a thunderous, loud sound, he gets knocked over and he is on the ground for an undetermined time. So he wakes up and runs inside and asks if anybody saw that or heard that. And nobody even knew what he was talking about. And one thing that the audience notices that he immediately, as he's leaving, he plays a chess. He takes a turn at chess and wins instantly. And the way it seems is that like he never wins, but he not only did he win, but he just did it in one move. And then over the next little while, we don't know exactly how long, over the next little while, he is suddenly understanding things he never understood before, but not only understanding them, but like getting it at an insanely quick rate. He learns languages in minutes, and he can do things like there was a point where his senses caught on to the vibrations of like an energy of an earthquake coming. Like he was so his whole body, his whole mind, everything about him was picking everything up at an alarming rate. And one thing that I noticed was that people were not only treating him like they were skeptical and kind of almost making fun of him, but they were also kind of scared of him at the same time. So he felt very isolated really quickly and learned that people didn't trust him. People were scared of him. People didn't understand what was going on. And he didn't understand either. If you know what I'm talking about, it's the movie Phenomenon from 1996. Let me know if you remember it and what you think of the movie. I'd love to hear it. So I watched it last night for the first time since the late 90s. And there's a few things that really hit me that I want to talk about real quick. So the first thing is that there was a scene that affected me because not only can I relate, but it was really well done. His friend, the doctor, played by Robert Duvall, was sitting at the bar, and a bunch of the other people that were there talking about George Malley, and they were making fun of him, saying basically calling him crazy or talking about what else can he do and stuff like that, and just making fun of him. And the whole time you see Robert Duvall's character, the doctor, like just getting annoyed more and more. You see him like up just over there, like he wants to say something, but he's trying to keep his cool. And then finally he lets it go. He basically shuts everything that they're saying down and makes it clear that they're the ones that should be made fun of because honestly, he's the only one that's been honest and been a good guy the whole time, which I really like that. I think that if I was in a situation where a bunch of people were talking about me, I would really appreciate it. It would really mean a lot to me if there was someone who, if they were there, they would stand up for me rather than just let it go or rather than just say nothing and move on. I think that that's an awesome moment for that character to show his true self and show the strength that he has, willing to stand up against a bunch of people talking about his friend. So George Malley gets tested by doctors and he goes through a whole bunch of stuff and he ends up being kind of locked away in this like institution type of a place and breaks out. And he knew that his time was coming, so he wanted to be somewhere where he was happy. He ended up going to Kira Cedric played the character of Lace, who was someone he was interested in, and she had two kids, one of which is the Seventh Heaven kid, and he was kind of the skeptical kid of the two. And okay. So this movie, I really liked it a lot. I think that watching it as a kid, I didn't really fully understand the depth of this character because there's one moment where he says basically that why does someone like me get these powers? Is this a sign? Like, wouldn't you give these powers to somebody who can actually do something about it? He says he gets 1,000 ideas like a day and can't do anything about it. And I think that's an awesome The character's supposed to be an everyman. Oh, by the way, he also gets learns that he has telekinesis. That was the other thing. They don't really. I kind of feel like that's a missed opportunity with this movie because they show that he can do it, and there is even one scene where he uses it to uncover a kid who's sick, but they don't really use it for much else. They don't really like. He just kind of has the ability. There's a moment where he's being tested and asked questions, and in this institution, and he's just sitting there like moving something, and the person, the doctor or whoever, is like, well, how are you doing that? And he just kind of does it, and that's it. Like there's no like the one thing. So I love the movie for some of the themes, like the underlying themes of like friendship and who's a true friend and who, what does someone do with these powers. I love that the character of George Malley, played by John Travolta, really doesn't use these powers for bad, for his own gain or anything like that. But the thing that I don't like about this movie is that they never answer what it is, and they never really gave him a purpose. Like, I mean, I think in real life sometimes we have things, whether it's a hidden talent or whether it's something that we go through that never really have answers, and good or bad, it's a thing that we just kind of, now we have this or we have to deal with this, and there's no clear like, this is why you got this gift or this burden or anything. And I think it's good to learn that sometimes whether you have an answer or not, it's yours to deal with, and there are ways to succeed even when you don't succeed. His character passes away, and at the very end, we recognize that all of these people in his world were changed because of him. The In fact, the song Eric Clapton's "Change the World" plays, and it got me tearing up because it's like, I want to change the world. I don't want to leave this world someday, and all of a sudden it's as if I never existed. And that movie made me think about that a lot, and made me hope more, and see that there is an everyman character who can change people's worlds. And I'm honestly terrified that I might never do that, and that I can't do that. But anyway, that's I like the movie a lot. If you have seen it, do me a favor, give it a rating on a scale from 1 to 22. 22 is the best because 22 is the best. If you're a Florida Panthers fan, let me know. Let me know how many games you think it's going to take for them to win or lose the Stanley Cup. And of course, nostalgia rules.